Want to hear your surprise.
I have a surprise on the team call. Hi,
All right,
everybody. Thank you
I'll
for
mute
tuning
myself.
in. I'm excited to tell you about it, and I want all of you to be a part of it because I I'm just gonna start there. How about that? I'm gonna just go ahead and give you the good news. I'm nervous to even say it because I just need to get used to saying it and not and my own issues about telling people I'm not pregnant. So no. Um I know that's going around lately. Um I am writing a book and it is 80% of the way done. It will be published in October. It's called Check Up From Your Neck Up 52 Weekly Mantras to Live Your Best Life. And it's a play off of my Monday mantra. And why that's so important is because for 3 years of my unique journey, I did not do the Monday mantras. And that's something that I've started in the last year and a half, but it started because I was tapping into my own voice. I was moving in my purpose. I was finding my calling. I was branching out and growing my network. And so now, because of that, I'm in a position to write a book. And it is something that's I've always wanted to do, but it's almost ready. And what I'd like to do is create a roundtable group of obviously all of you guys. You guys know me. You know my heart. You know what I'm all about. Anybody that's a part of my roundtable group in the Facebook, it's a group that I'm creating on Facebook. You'll have, hey, Paige, you'll have a chance to help me vote on the cover of the book and like what the colors are going to look like. You're going to help me design the cover of my book. I figure as unique people who are on the personal development track, you've read a lot of books, you've seen a lot of covers, you might be a good resource. So you also know me, and so when you're looking at these covers, you're going to help me make this book better. And I trust you guys, I love you guys, and I want you to be, anybody that wants to be a part of it can be a part of it. And yes, so that the book is going to be ready for publication in October, and for sale in November and December in preparation for the new year. So my idea is that it's 52 weeks of 52 weekly mantras to live your best life. It's going to be a weekly workbook. It'll have a nugget and it'll have some journaling stuff. So you'll be able to like make goals for the week. You'll be able to talk about things that we struggled with and really just kind of like making it personal, making my 52 mantras apply to your own life. So that's what it is. I hope you guys are excited because I'm freaking excited. I never imagined that I would be a published author. As a high school dropout and a GED holder, I never thought a day would come where I could be the kind of person to write a book. And Unique has given me my voice, and it has shown me that I am capable of way more than I ever thought I was capable of. And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about on this team call. It's this idea of playing small. And so much of our lives, we are told to sit down and look pretty. We are asked for our opinion only after we've done the dishes and after we've done everyone else's laundry. Then maybe we might get a say in something. But I want to ask you, I want to challenge you guys to start walking more confidently in your power, to start believing that you're capable of more, and to stop playing small. You are not serving the world being a meek mouse. And so many of us, so many of you are setting small goals. And I want to see you set big goals, terrifying goals, writing book kind of goals, where you're like, holy shit, am I about to do this right now? Is this really going to happen? I want you to blow your own mind. I want you to expand the boundaries of what you think is capable in your life. A shark will only grow up to 8 inches in a small tank. That same shark left out in the ocean could grow up to 8 feet. And a lot of you guys are living in little tanks. And I want you to dream bigger. I want you to grow. I want you to set bigger goals. And one of the things I can say is Grant Cardone's 10X rule. If you haven't read that, I would highly recommend that. It's all based on, if you want to reach the stars, you have to at least shoot for the moon, right? So 10 times more than what you think you need to do is what you need to be doing to get where you want to go, right? If you want to get green status, you need to shoot for orange status, because then you might hit green status, kind of thing, you know? Like, stop playing so small. I read this thing that Holly sent me, and the lady was like, and I ended up with 80 affiliate links or something like that. Isn't it, what, wasn't it 80, Holly, that she said? 80. I just ended up with 80 affiliate links, okay? She was saying that to tell everybody, like, keep going. But in my mind, I kept thinking, I've only had 3 affiliate links this month. How many of you guys had? 10? Who's had 10 affiliate links this month? 2 people. Holly's had 3. Tina's had 4. 2 of you have had more than 10. Or maybe you're just saying 5. I don't know. But either way, we ain't had 80. We haven't had 80. We are not doing the same amount of work that other leaders are doing. And they're telling us what they're doing. And then we're sitting around saying, well, why don't I have the results that they have? Babe, it's because we're not playing big enough. It's because we're not dreaming big enough. It's because we're not challenging our businesses big enough. And what I want from each of you is to start walking courageously into your purpose, to start manifesting these big, bold ass, beautiful things, because you will not be the kind of person to write a book if you keep playing these small little roles that you're playing now. All right? We need to collectively start dreaming bigger. We need to start setting bigger goals, and we need to be fucking terrified about it. Because that's the only way. When I was walking today, I've been working on this book. It's almost ready. But I've been in editing nightmare writing this book because I'm not educated. I'm falling asleep and having nightmares about periods and commas and question marks and semicolons, and it's stressing me out. So I had to go on a walk. And while I was walking, I realized that this feeling, this fear, is exactly the kind of thing I should be chasing. Because if I didn't feel this, then that means my heart wouldn't be being put on the line. It means I wouldn't be stepping into my biggest purpose. It means I wouldn't be challenging my boundaries. If it felt easy, if it felt safe, if it felt just right, this porridge is just right, like I'm Goldilocks, it wouldn't be big enough. So as you're making your goals, it's September 26th. As you're making your upcoming goals, whether it's finishing the month strong goals, or whether it's October goals, or whether it's ending the year goals, I want you to write them down, and then I want you to magnify them and write a second list that's the one that's going to make you feel terrified, right? Saying I'm going to recruit 10 people next month, you might be like, okay, that's going to challenge me. Saying I'm going to recruit 100 people next month, that's fucking terrifying. Excuse my language. There are no babies on this one. So I that's what I really wanted to leave you guys with. I hope when I wake up in the morning, I always hope that I'm leading by example, that I'm walking exactly the way I should be as a leader for you guys. And I hope that you see that I'm doing all the things, and I hope you're getting inspired by it, because I know each of you are just as capable. If you want to write a book, you can write a book. If you want to, go Black status, you can go Black status. If you want to have 100 people on your lives, you can do that too. But you got to be willing to dream it in order to manifest it. Okay. That's essentially all I had for the team call. The last thing I wanted to talk about is thank you Paige, first. I just read your comment. Thank you. The last thing I wanted to say really quick is to shout out Chastity as this week's squad shout out, the MVP. I'm proud of her. She has probably not done 25 lives in the last 2 years, and she's done 25 lives just this month. And that kind of effort deserves a shout out. I'm not just about sales. I'm not just about recruiting. I'm not just about getting a promotion. I'm about anybody that is doing the damn thing, no matter what level that is. I don't care if you're white, yellow, pink, blue, whatever. If you're doing the things, I want to shout you out. So I just wanted to shout her out for going consistently live. That Dirty 30 challenge kicked my ass. I've fallen off a little bit too. So for her to still be hanging in there with it and still doing it speaks volumes about her character. And when she says she's going to do something, she does it. And I respect the hell out of that. So MVP, my sister-in-law. And I waited like months before she could be the MVP, so y'all didn't think it was like family favorites or something. Okay. Oh my God, we're only 15 minutes into this team call. I'm so excited. I might move it to 8 o'clock permanently because I still got a little energy left. Let's open it up for end of month questions. And I know some of you might want to be talking about October, and we can talk about that in October. Some of you are running for big goals. Some of you are trying to finish it out the month strong. So if anybody is working on anything that they want to talk about for the last 4 days, let's start there. And if you guys don't have anything to talk about, then we can talk about October. Holly, were you raising your hand? No, you're picking out your nails? Okay. Does anybody have any questions about finishing out the end of the month strong?
Honestly,
yes.
I want to say that your makeup looks gorgeous.
Thank you. I got that spray foundation working right now. I do feel like I look like an alien because it's so smooth.
That's the way mine was, and mine's a little bit.
I'm loving the spray foundation. I hope you guys are loving it too. And I hope that you're taking advantage of the beauty guide and letting your customers know that they can upload their photo right now and help them color match, like get a pre-order list going. Be mindful though about this aerosol can, because technically aerosol cans are considered hazardous materials to the Postal Service, and you should not be sending aerosol cans unless you are paying the extra to send hazardous materials, which makes shipping from your personal residence $7 instead of what it would cost $5.50 from Younique. So what I would do if I were you guys, unless you want to pay the $7 or you want to lose commissions or you want to hand it down to your customers, what I would do is load the cart, or you know how you can send like a shopping cart to your customers now? Load it with that. As soon as 9 o'clock hits on Tuesday, I would load a cart and then send that link to everybody and let them get in line. Because that way they can, one, if they want to order other things, they can, or maybe just wait a little bit. I don't think we're going to run it. I don't think they would do this to us. I don't think that they would not have enough. But I say that, and there has been times when there has not been enough. So I just be careful with the aerosol cans. It is considered a hazardous material. I was in a chat in the exclusive, and Kelly Rosarno said she sends it anyway and she doesn't tell anybody, and it's not a bomb, so they're not gonna fine her for it. That's what Kelly Rosarno said. So if Kelly Rosarno is fine sending aerosol in a bubble wrap, maybe it's fine. I just want you guys to know the legal like playing field, so that you know, if you get burned, Marie told you you're not allowed to send aerosols without paying the extra hazardous fee on top of it. Okay? So be careful with your pre-orders if you're doing that. I'm only doing pre-orders for local ladies. That's how I'm addressing that. And anybody that's not local, I'm just going to send them to my website.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Wouldn't it suck right now if I realized that I forgot to hit record? I usually have at least 3 panic attacks during the team call or when I'm recording podcasts that I forgot to hit record. So I'm very excited to know that it's still working. Tina's got a question. Oh, you're muted, babe.
There you go. So, whoops, I lost me. Here we go. So on the aerosol, are we supposed to put it into the kabuki brush? Because I was shown both. And I did it and ended up with a whole mess running down the can.
Okay, I did not have that. I had a little bit around the lip that like kind of like sat around the lip, and then all I did was I just took my brush and I kind of like I wiped it up and I got the rest of it. I like spraying it onto the brush better than when I tried to spray it on my face. I did not like spraying it on my face because I felt like it was like streaky and it was hard to create an even from top to bottom. But if you spray it on the brush, then you can buff it a little bit more easily. That's what I noticed when I tried it. Everyone's gonna have different experience, but to me, I did not like spraying it on my face. I just spray it on my brush. And that worked for
Well,
me.
I think part of it is the spray nozzle itself was situated not correctly. So when I pushed it, it kind of sprayed out from underneath it rather than through the hole.
Oh, it wasn't on there all the way?
Well, when I got done and saw the mess, and it was like, oh, that's probably why.
Oh, did anybody else have anything like that happen where their sprayer was a little weird?
I was just the only one, huh?
Yeah, so that's a fluke. That's why I wanted to ask that, because if more than one person had it, then it's a manufacturing error. But if it's just you, then I'm sorry, Tina, but it's you, not me.
Quite all right.
Just kidding. Yeah, it's probably just a fluke.
I noticed on mine, I can really see my pores like crazy, and it kind of looks scaly on my face.
Which primer
Remember the problem I had with the liquid foundation when I first started using it, and it looked fake, like it looked horrible, and I didn't get better until I started using the skincare. Obviously, it helped, but the first time I used it yesterday, you could really see it. Thank God you couldn't see it on my live. But when I actually like brought the mirror up to my face, I was like, "Oh my God, this looks horrible." Like,
well, one, you want to be careful of not applying too much because less is more with this foundation, I noticed. Also, I noticed I have a different overall finish when I use our regular primer, and it looks totally different when I use that hydrating primer. Did you try it with?
I just use regular primer. I
Okay,
didn't try it with hydrating.
When I used the regular primer, it looked more dry, and so that would be good.
It looked very dry.
That's really loud.
I've also heard a lot of people say they've been using the protecting veil underneath of it, and that's been really, really good. And I did not, I think I'm the only one, the kabuki brush made me look like, sat in my pores and made me look like cakey, and I wasn't using it a lot. I felt, for me, the Beauty Blender worked better. I love my kabuki brush, and I don't want it to not look good, but I felt like the bud made it look better for me.
And to add to that, what I said is I was not using the unique kabuki brush. I was using a Morphe kabuki brush, which every brush has its own personality. So it could have just been that the Morphe brush is better than the unique, or maybe, I mean, I don't know. When I used it with the unique primer, the Glorious, it was drying, and I used the brush. When I used it with the blending bud and the hydrating primer, I still feel dewy. Like almost to the point where I'm like, should I put some setting powder on? Because I'm feeling dewy. But yesterday I felt really dry. So try it with a blending bud and try it with the hydrating primer that you got.
I don't know. It looked really dry on my skin. So maybe when I do it again, I'll try to take a really close picture to see if you guys have any suggestions, because obviously you can't see it when I go live. You're not that close to my face, so you can't. It still looks amazing, and that's all I really care about. I want it to look amazing, but if I'm having this problem, somebody else has got to be having it, where it's looking dry and cakey.
Yeah.
I know Todd had that problem too, because we were like stalking our mailman at the same time. And when she tried her, she said at first she used just a teeny bit of primer, and she looked super dry. So she washed her face real good, and then she lathered her face in primer. She's like, and then it looked wonderful. So I just, maybe and she's really, really dry.
I mean, it felt amazing. It's like weightless. You can't even tell you have anything on. And I love that part of it. And it covered great. Like, it worked really well. It just, I couldn't believe when it dried how dry it looked. And I was like, I can't. I'm glad
Well,
I'm
I
going.
don't think that it's a coincidence that the hydrating primer is launching at the same time as that spray foundation. I think that they are probably going to be partners in crime, peas and carrots, and anyone that has dry skin is probably going to want the hydrating primer because it is so mattifying. But the good news is for any of your oily clients, any of your people that have like super bad acne and stuff, they're going to be able to use it without primer, and it's not going to make their situation worse because it's very drying. So it's going to be perfect for both parties, but I think that it's a perfect opportunity to upsell the hydrating primer to your dry skinned clients.
Can I?
Of course.
On this morning and yesterday during my live, and I zoomed in really close last night so they could see the coverage that it had, and it was just as smooth as silk. And I've got dry skin, and I just used the regular primer and then my kabuki brush. And then today, one of my girls told me, she said, your makeup looks better today than I have ever seen it look. And I said, that's the new spray foundation. And she said, it's just flawless looking. And she said, you can't see the pores, you can't see anything. And I've got larger pores. So I don't know. Maybe I just didn't use as much and it went on better. I don't know.
Can I say something really quickly as an oily skin person? Oh,
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, sorry. So I did the hydrating primer today, and I noticed that I wasn't super happy with the finish of the spray. As the day went on, like it looked almost more like it was kind of that, like, I don't know, that just kind of like a shimmery finish, which I don't necessarily like because I already have kind of that shine. But last night when I did it and I didn't use any primer, I just put it right on, then it was much nicer. So I do agree with Marie when she said maybe you don't need that primer when you're using the spray foundation. So I'm going to try that again next time when I'm doing like a full day of wearing it.
Thank you.
I also think that this is a perfect dialogue for us to have because this is going to help you really hone in on your client's needs. Ask them what kind of skin they have when they get on your pre-order list. Let them know how to use it for their skin. This is not unusual in the makeup industry for a product to work differently on different skin types. Our job as the presenter, as the customer, like focal point, is to guide them to get to the results that they desire. So ask them, and then you can ask them, do they like to look dewy? Do they like to look more matte and dry? Like, everybody's different in what they like. Like how Jen said, she doesn't like to look dewy with a little bit of shine. I prefer that because I feel like it makes my skin look glowy. So everybody's different. I'm dry. That's why I always look scaly and ashy as. So, all right. Anyway, sorry.
I also wanted to let you guys know I actually sprayed it directly, uncovered my tattoo, and it covered it in like, I didn't even have to blend it. But I'm telling you, I had to literally wash with hot water and soap 3 times to get it off. So you didn't see residue. So when they say it's water resistant, it's soap and water resistant. So
And
I don't know.
I've
I
already
haven't
sold
tried
one.
like the transfer to see if it like transfers onto your clothes and stuff. But when they say water resistant, it's water resistant for sure.
And I did
And
already get somebody on my pre-order list who's a teacher who has a tattoo on her foot, and she's not allowed to have her tattoos showing, and she's ordered one for her foot to cover up her foot when she has to go into the school. So there's a big market for that too. You know, it's not just your face. These bad boys too. All of these amazing decisions that we've made in our lives. Okay. Oh yeah, I love. Anyone else got a wrist tattoo you want to hold up right now? It's like freaking Katniss Everdeen over here. We've got some kind of Hunger Games tattoo thing happening. All right, sorry. I'm tired, you guys. I've been in Alice in Wonderland writing this book. If you've noticed that I haven't been quite as active, you're right. And that's because I had a little goal and I've thrown all my energy into making this book happen, which should be live in less than a month. So anybody that would like to be a part of the round table, that's what I'm calling it, the book round table, like the King Arthur, you know, the Knights of the Round Table. If you guys would like to be a part of that, to help me pick the cover, I'm going to give a couple sneak peeks to some of the mantras and what some of the pages and the journaling things look like. I would love for you guys to be a part of that because I trust you and you're my boo things. All right, so if you guys would like to be a part of that, just let me know in the squad, and I will put you guys into that group. All right, does anybody have anything else before we hop off? All right, peace out, Girl Scouts. Oh, wait, Paige, did you have something? I saw you tapping, or are you just trying to exit out quickly to get out of here? She's like, bye, 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 bye.
I'm here. This is my first Skype call in like so long, and I truly don't even know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm like all over the place today. I feel like I'm at like a standstill. I wanted to get some ideas. Like I'm really good with my pictures. I'm really good with like, you know, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to like actually reaching out to people and messaging them, I am truly got stage fright. And I haven't had that before. I don't know what the hell is up, but I have stage fright real bad. Really bad.
Has anyone else had to message people and felt like nervous about it and then wants to give some advice? All right, let's start with Rachel. There were lots of hands. So first and foremost, did you see how many hands were raised, Paige?
No, I can only
Okay.
see you.
All right, so there's many ladies on the team that has suffered through what you're talking about right now. So you're in a good place. We're all here to help. So let's start with Rachel, and then I'll move around because Tina said she has felt that before, and so did April.
I still am. I'm just worried that I'm going to get like a nasty message back because when I first started, I used to get nasty messages a lot. And now I just message and I just move on. I don't look at it again. If they respond 98% of the time, they respond back nicely. So that kind of fear is gone, but I just don't look back at it. I message it and move on to the next. If they message me back, that's great. If they don't, I'm moving because there's 5 bajillion people on Facebook and that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared that they're going to delete. And I worked really hard at building my page back.
So what happens if they do delete? How does that impact you?
It doesn't really matter. There's more fish in the sea.
Well, it just means that they've told you clearly what they were interested in, and that's fine. Like now you know. Right? Like that, I would rather somebody be honest to my face. Like if you're gonna like if you don't like my business, tell me so that I know, or like give me a
Mhm.
signal. Otherwise, I'm still like the weirdo that keeps coming back for a third and fourth date, and you don't want to date me anymore. So I like it when they do that because it makes my job easier. It's cleared away the playing field.
Mhm.
What about you, Teresa? What did you feel like when you were messaging people?
Gotcha. Oh, it's kind of scary because just like, hey, you just don't want anything to happen. You don't want to lose your friends. But, you know, I've had to overcome that and just play kind of like that ding dong ditch, just throw messes out there and keep going, press send and keep going and don't look back. If they message you, great. If they don't, most people just ignore it. And I've just had to learn to, okay, they saw it. Maybe they'll respond one day, but I have to keep going. If we go back and wait for them to respond, it's like, it's devastating. You just got to move on.
Thanks, babe.
It
I
definitely.
missed your face, by the way.
I've missed your face too.
Oh, I love you guys. So cute. April, what did you think about messaging?
You just have to do it scared. There's no way around it. There's no way. Money's in the messenger. I've learned that the hard way. And you know, I've gotten a nasty message. I've gotten blocked. I have lost friends because of this. And you know what? They're really not the people I want to be surrounded by. The people I want to surround myself with are supportive of me. And even if that means them saying, I can't this week, or I would love to, but I don't wear makeup, you know, like at least, like Marie said, they're letting you know, you know, if they take the time to message you back and be like, you know, I would love to support you, but I don't really wear makeup. Then that opens a conversation about skincare, because anybody tells you they don't do skincare, like they're lying. So they can just be like, they don't, it's obvious they don't want to buy. My only thing would be like, keep track of who's telling you these things, because then if you're messaging those people like 15 different times, like buy mascara or catch a kudos or have a party or would you like to be an affiliate, you know, or how about this opportunity? Yeah, they're going to be like, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Like all you message, I've gotten messages before a lot of times, like all you message me about now is makeup. So I really need to learn to get out of that, like automated messaging mode and more into building relationships, because you should be sending messages about building relationships. Don't just focus on sending messages about hosting a party or buying a kudos or the opportunity. You know, I've learned that a lot of people will open up to that message if you actually just talk to them first. So, and I haven't found a good system yet for who I message and who I don't. Like I've heard, you know, when you go live, everyone that comments on your live, you should message them in Messenger and thank them, and it opens the conversation. But I still feel like that's opening the conversation about makeup. It's not really opening the conversation to get to know them. So I think I've got to come up with a better solution onto how to be just to have more conversations, not to just message about makeup.
And April,
See, I have the opposite problem. I'm amazing at talking about everything, but as soon as I go, all right, well, it's probably time now to talk about Unique, I like freeze. And that's what my problem is. I'm awesome at building relationships. It's going from the relationship into the business that I struggle.
You just got to do it scared.
yeah, I mean,
If I learned anything in this business, just do it scared.
well, and what's the worst thing that could happen? And that's what I've started to ask myself. Like, what is the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing is that they're going to like block me. Okay, I used to get really butthurt about stuff like that. I used to really get upset when things like that happened. And then as my business started to grow, I realized what they were doing was clearing the playing field for me. They were making it incredibly easy for me to look for people to fish for, because they were removing themselves from the equation, just like people on my team. There have been people that have signed up for my team some of them have just fallen off, and then I'm like going back over and over again, and I'm like, they just kind of go inactive. When I say falling off, they just go inactive. And so I'm going back over and over and over again. Hey, how you doing? Can I help you with your business? Because they haven't told me anything. But then I've had a few people that have been like, I'm dropping out because of this, this, and this, and this. And what I can say in that moment is that's incredibly respectful. So I'm actually looking for people that are willing to tell me that they're not interested, because what that does is free me up from going back over and over and over again, trying to keep building something that's not going to work out for me in the long run. So it's okay if you're going back and you're asking them, like, it's what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to tell you how they feel. They're going to tell you how they feel. That's not going to hurt your feelings, because they're entitled to that. What it's going to do is give you a very clear idea of what they're into and what they want, so that you can stop trying to sell them something they don't.
Mhm.
So actually the conversation is better if you throw it out there, because now the cards are on the table. Now they know that you're interested in working with them. So what their choice is not on you, it's on them. And what we do is we take their choice as our own, and we feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about their choice. It's not you cannot make someone do this business. You cannot force someone to want this business. It's 100% their choice. So when they tell you that they're not interested, good, okay, oh, cool. We can still be cool. And then roll out.
This actually got
Holy
me
crap,
thinking.
hold on. Sheldon, hold on. Sorry.
This got me thinking about convention and listening to Amanda Lawrence. And she said that anytime, like, if any of you guys watch Amanda Lawrence, you know she's got like 500, 600, 700 viewers on at a time. People commenting crazy. Okay, and that in itself is overwhelming to me. But everyone that comments on one of her lives, she will go back into Messenger and she will offer them the opportunity first and say, you know, I have this amazing opportunity. Are you interested in joining my team? And if they say no, then she'll say, okay, are you interested in buying any products? And if they say no, then she knows. And if they say, well, maybe, then it allows her to put them in the right category. Is this going to be a potential team member? Or is this going to be a potential customer? Or is this just somebody here who's be entertained? And I can, you know what I mean? And then she builds a relationship after. So I just thought maybe that's a different way to come at it.
That's a good way.
You know what I'm
Another
saying?
good thing that you can say in your language, if you're working on your script, is no pressure. Like, make sure you communicate that there's no pressure. Like, I don't mind if you don't want to be a part of this. I just want to know. Like, it benefits me to know if you're interested and you're not sitting there too afraid to speak up, because there might be some people that would like to join your team, but they're too shy to chime in, to raise their hand. I've been too shy to raise my hand many times. So maybe there are people like that too. And until you ask them, you cannot qualify them. There's nothing wrong with the ask. And I want to empower you to realize that. I feel like there's part of you that's like dabbling with a little bit of shame about asking and feeling like you're working your business. And I think that you got to get over that.
Yeah, it's kind of what screwed me up.
Yeah,
I gotta get over that. Let it go.
You've done this business before.
Well, that's what screwed me up last time, was my fear, and I don't want it to screw up like everything for me, because I want this to work so badly. And really, the only person that's standing in my way is me, and I know that. So that's kind of where I need to be at. That's what I wanted to talk to you about anyway, was just that.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can talk about it some more. And maybe work on a script that feels more natural and feels more easy for you to send to people, so that you're not feeling icky.
Yeah, because like my close friends and stuff, I don't have a problem with. Like that's done already. But like I rebuilt my page because of what happened with my last account. So now I have a whole bunch of people I've never interacted with before because for whatever, it was a picture that I posted. And I think the whole your vibe attracts your tribe thing worked a little bit too well. So now I have like a whole bunch of like, you know, people in there and stuff like that. But it's ones that I've never ever spoken to. So it came really quick at me.
So, and I also want to just let you know, that means they're not cold market. They chose you. They already liked your thing. They already extended the olive branch, and you're making it up in your mind because you don't know them that it's a cold market, but it's not a cold market because they liked your page or whatever it was. That means that they've already invested in you a little bit. That means they're already into what you're into. So everything else that you're telling it yourself is a story.
Oh, well, that was an aha moment.
They've already invested in you. They've already liked your page. They've already commented on your stuff. They've already said, I'm into this.
Mm-hmm.
Now your job is to close the loop.
Right? Okay, then, we got it.
I like it. Anybody
Thank
else?
you, guys.
You are very welcome, Paige. Yes, Leslie. I unmuted you.
Topic, but I'm having a customer getting.
Hold on.
Has
I
anybody?
can't hear you. Hold on one second. All right, go ahead now.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else has had this problem or not. It's kind of off topic, but I've got a customer that's been trying to use the beauty guide and she keeps getting an error message. It says, oops, something went wrong. It won't scan any of her photos. Is there a secret? Do I and see if that'll fix it? I don't even know where.
April raised her hand.
The last 3 people that have tried to use it have got that problem. And I have actually tried to, I told them to send me a picture and I would try to do it, and I can't upload their pictures either. So I don't know what's going on with it. It's not working. That's for all I know.
She had tried, she texted me this morning, couldn't get it to work. So I went on and it was fine. I don't know. So I told her just now that I would, resend the link to see if that would fix it. And I may have her send me the picture if I can upload it. I don't know. All right. I guess if it continues, I'll get in touch with customer service.
You talking about uploading the picture to your website, like to your link for you?
The beauty guide.
Oh, see, I'm having a different problem. I can't get my picture to show up on my actual unique page.
Are your profile picture?
Yeah. When I link it up, it links to a different, it links to my Facebook, but it doesn't, I'm not able to access all of my stuff, all my business stuff. It's as if I'm the customer. It's odd.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would just email support.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have.
All right, you guys. Well, this was a very good team call. I'm super excited about a lot of things coming up. We've got October and November, the best months of the year. And there's going to be some personal development things coming your way. And I love you all. And I hope you all are dreaming big and you're setting big goals. And I can't wait to see you crush them. All right, everybody. Have a good night.